Hey guys, it's me Samira. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do a small DIY craft project using rocks. So for that I'm using a small rock and some acrylic paints. These are the sky blue, the light blue and the dark blue and white, which is most important. And I'm also using the Camlin texture white paint, but you can also use white acrylic paint instead. Now I'm doing a base coat on the rock just to give a smooth surface to work on and also a plain canvas because I'm going to be painting on the rock. I've used the Camlin texture white to give it a little texture. Since the rock I have taken has a lot of holes and irregularities in it, I'm using some Shilpkar or air dry clay and I'm going to fill the gaps and holes in the rock using this. Using an air dry clay is pretty simple. You'll have to mix 2 equal quantities of the hard and the soft resin, and then you'll just need to put it in whatever shape you want and leave it to dry. Once it dries, it becomes hard and it cannot be molded. So as you can see, I'm filling the gaps in the rock using the air dry clay and I've left it to dry completely for around 8 hours. Now is the fun part which I really love in this project. It is making the slippers for the beach. Here I've used some talcum powder to prevent the stickiness that comes when you work with air dry clay. When working with air dry clay, you'll have to be very quick because it gets hard in 15 to 20 minutes. So whatever you need to do, you'll have to work it out within 15 to 20 minutes. Here I'm making 2 cute slippers. These are like the beach slippers that we wear to beach. If you find rocks that are smooth, then you can work with them. But honestly, I did not find any rocks around me that were smooth, so I had to work out with the rock that I found. Alright, so the rock is completely dry and now it is best to start our painting. And for that I'm using some dark blue acrylic paint. I've used a lot of layers of paint on top of this rock because it was a white surface, so the paint was not showing through properly. First I have colored the back side of the rock with dark blue acrylic paint. For the top of the rock, I wanted to do a beach with waves and sand, and that's what I'm trying to paint over here. the sand, at first I used some yellow ochre as the base coat, and on top of it I'm going to apply glue and put some sand. I think the rock looks gorgeous already with all the blues and the sand color. It looks like a beautiful scenery. I wish I did some scenery with a tree on top of it. Here I'm drawing the waves using white acrylic paint. When doing the waves, it is best if your brush is completely dry. So you just need to dip the brush in the paint and apply it directly on the rock instead of diluting the paint. Now I have applied a coat of glue on top of the place where there is yellow ochre, and that's where we are going to sprinkle some sand. Ideally you can use the beach sand, but if you live in places where there is no beach, then it's best to steal some sand from construction sites, just like how I did, and use it for this project. Before you use the sand on the rock, just make sure that you remove all the stones and all the big particles in the sand. You can just sieve the sand and use the fine particles of sand on top of the rock because it gives a very smooth and beautiful texture. Once I used the sand, I used some glue on top of the sand in order to seal everything and put it in place. And now it's time to paint the slippers. I've painted them red and yellow. They look so cute already. Using some fabric glue, I've glued the slippers onto the rock. Now a major part of the project is done. Now I have lined the back side of the slippers with some glue again, and I'm using some sand on top of it just so that it looks natural that the slippers are inside the sand. I've brushed the excess of sand using a brush once it is completely dried. Now for the top of the slippers, I've also used some fabric glue and I've painted the top of the slippers with white paint just so that it looks like there is waves and there's water with foam coming on top of the slipper. Now I wanted to accentuate the waves once again, so I'm using an old dry brush and I'm dipping it in white acrylic paint and giving light strokes on the areas where there is waves. Alright, it's time to seal our rock once again. So I've used some fabric glue as a sealant and I sealed the entire rock using it. But if you want, you can also use varnish. And that's it. You have your own DIY rock. You can use it as a paperweight or you can use it just to decorate your tables. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Many more videos are yet to come, so stay tuned and do comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what videos you want to see next. I'll see you guys very soon. Bye bye.